Hello and welcome. My name is Anthony, one half of Reyony, and today we're continuing Tactics Ogre Reborn. Very excited to play on this wonderful Sunday evening. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I hope your weekend was good. Mine went by, as usual, far too quickly. But thank you for being here to help close it out. Let's take a moment to say hi to some people. Golf with the first. I feel like we should be tracking the streaks. The first streaks. Jimmy here too. Sailor second Jimmy. But with the resub too. 24 months. 2 years. Incredible. Time flies, Jimmy. Mini dance party for you. And for the gift sub for golf. So generous. Thank you. Monk's here too. What's up, Monk? Thanks for tuning in. Raptor. What's up, Raptor? Just want to make sure I say hi to everybody. Jimmy with the update. The move is happening. Confirmed. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. You can get in there just in time for the heat with the summer heat waves. Sounds great. Good luck. Is it a dry? It's got to be a dry heat too, right? Dang. Well, it is what it is. So, we did some off-stream stuff. I'll tell you right now, we did some off-stream stuff in Tactics Ogre. It's only been a few days since the last stream. At the very least, of course, I did some training missions in order to level everyone up to the current union level or the party level. So everyone's level 17 now. And I was informed of a mechanic that I could take advantage of on the Discord. It was offered to me, and I partook. So yes. Just like when Forrest Gump learned that he had some money in some fruit company, I don't have to worry about money anymore. Essentially, the crafting system allows me to craft or upgrade certain items. And for some specific items within a category, there are recipes where the selling price, the price at which I could resell that item to the shop, that is higher than the cost to craft it. So who wouldn't? So I did that. And then I updated everyone's gear, and I stockpiled extras of this and that and everything just in case. Now, I don't feel too guilty about it. I'm not going to say I bear no guilt. Because in addition to that, we have access to, I don't know what it is. It's like a dungeon? A repeatable dungeon where I can freely defeat enemies, recruit new enemies, which I can't do in the training. Recruit new units, I guess. I can, just freely and earn money. So I've reached a point in the game where I have that option to repeat like these optional encounters. Maybe it's like a dungeon where I could earn money. And then that makes me feel less guilty about it because it essentially just saves me time. Because if I did have all the time in the world with how I like to play things, I would absolutely farm these encounters. Knowing me. So I don't feel so bad. So we got some money. We updated everyone's gear. I did partake in the dungeon. Let's just go in so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Jay Gars with a follow. Thank you so much. Mini dance party to celebrate. Welcome. Thank you. And Wickley's here. Who wouldn't? Yeah, exactly, Wickley. Who wouldn't? How you doing, Wickley? Hope you had a good weekend. Let's head in so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. This place right here. Farampa Wildwood. So this is like repeatable. There's like multiple encounters, branching paths, and within it, as you succeed, you can earn money, and you can recruit those characters, those enemies you encounter. So I did it a little bit just to see what it's like. Dude, Monk, with the hydrate, thank you. You gotta get in here, dude. This is like a couple of encounters, maybe like 6 or 7 encounters into Chapter 2. You gotta pick up this game again, Monk. But let me show you. I didn't have a lot of time, so I did a little bit inside of this Farampa Wildwood. Yeah, the trees are the number 2. Yeah, I've noticed that. Is that intentional? Good question. I don't know. I don't know if that's intentional. But I went in there, I did a couple encounters, and I recruited some units. Let me show you what they are. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Introducing Iris, a griffin. Look at that. It flies. Wickley, it flies. Okay. Eric, a flying rune fencer. Love a flyer. Look at this. Thespis, another griffin. It flies. Dude, it flies, Monk. Flying is so legit. A flying archer. Hey, Cher, what's up? Wait, what's up with the question marks? Yeah. Rhinefred is how I'm going to pronounce that. Here it is. Check this out. I saw this unit and I didn't recognize the sprite. I was like, I gotta have that. We gotta recruit that. A sword master. Probably those who are afraid of heights. Well, if you flew your whole life, you probably wouldn't have the fear of heights, huh? Dude, Sappho. Sword master. So check this out. The war dances. I thought that maybe there was a dancer job or class. No. War dances are for sword masters. Maybe others too, because there was like a fan weapon, right? Which I don't have any, so maybe there is a separate class too. Oh my god, Cher. What a throwback. That was like 2 years ago. That clip too is so good. Check this out. Lion Dance. 30 MP. An indirect war dance spell that strengthens multiple nearby allies. So that's 3 cells around this character. Harvest Dance. It heals nearby. Two-handed katana. Cool stuff. Check this out, dude. Preempt. This auto skill, it's like a pre-counter attack. Until next attack turn, unit will preempt incoming melee attacks with an attack of its own. Does not apply to attacks from outside the unit's attack range. Is this... I'm going to operate under the assumption that preempt is 100% attack damage. While counterattack is not always the case, right? Counterattack is... depends on the level of counterattack, but this one's only 25%. But pretty sweet. But why not have one sword master? Gerald. Introducing Gerald. There were 2 in that battle, so I just recruited them both. So we got 2 sword masters. We got a lot of options. They're all decked out. Everyone's decked out. The most important thing is that they have... the jump ability increases their elevation range and movement range. I had some potential revelations about Denim's ninja abilities. Concentration, okay? So, Denim's spells as a ninja are ninjutsu, right? And this auto skill says that it causes ninjutsu to hit with 100% accuracy, right? And I was wondering, because he has some of these where he actively casts. This is like an AoE lightning spell, which I've learned now strikes like 3 times against random enemies, random units within the area. But he also has these. These are also categorized as ninjutsu, and I'm curious now. This one's called Benum, an indirect ninjutsu spell that causes the physical weapon of a single target to stun opponents. Triggers automatically. So I learned that the triggers automatically means that it kind of works like an auto skill, in that at the start of Denim's turn, there's a chance that Benum and or Bridle here, which does silence, will activate on him, meaning his attacks can stun. Is that 100% stun? Or does Concentrate here make that 100%? Regardless, that's what we're rolling with right now. I'm going to use that over back attack or smoke screen. But yeah, not much has changed other than I have a ton of money now, and we got a couple of new dudes. Like an enchantment on a weapon, yeah. Pretty much, Raptor, but I don't even know how long it lasts. But I just realized that there's something that I can experiment with right now. It's going to hurt a little bit. Want to know some quirks/tips about how those ninja auto skills? Yes, please. I feel like I've experimented with them a bit off stream and tried my best to understand them. But please bridge that gap for me. Lead me towards understanding. The thing we're going to experiment with is...
Take a look around.
We're going to auction off one of these griffins. Because I've got 2. We're not necessarily going to commit to it because I can just reload my save, but I want to see what this gives us. Goodbye, Despis.
You sure?
Okay, so it's 100 goth to list it for auction, right? They're not going to eat me, are they? I'm not but gristle and bone. Feels bad. Okay, we just got a bunch. We got like 7,000. Nice. Now we check the shop to see what's new. So there's like an icon, I think, if anything new shows up in the shop related to having auctioned off a monster. Braised skewer. Gale orb. Expensive stuff. So far, it does not seem worth it. So we're going to go ahead and load.
Tactics Ogre.
Oh! It's better to choose the status effect you like and not use more than one, otherwise they'll just overwrite each other. Once it procs once, it seems to stay on the weapon for quite a while as well. Oh! Wait, you can't... Really? Is it in general you can't inflict more than one status effect on an enemy? Or is it something specific to the ninja's ninjutsu? I think it's 100% without concentration. But concentration might help any weapon status effects tack on though. Well, I do like it. We'll just use it for now. But interesting. Huh. Oh, the condition on my weapon. You're saying that I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that that an enemy cannot receive both stun and silence. It's more that Denim can't be imbued with both Benumb and Bridle. Is that what you're trying to communicate? Let's explicitly check that. So the next time we see both proc in battle, I'll pause it and we'll come here and check his conditions. Then we'll know for sure. Yeah. That would be important to know, because then with that information, I would want to swap it out for something else. Another element, perhaps. Okay, cool. Thank you for pointing that out. We'll check it out. Interesting. But, so that's all that BS. Where are we in the story? Okay, look at this face, dude. Okay, after withdrawing from Tynemouth... What? I always forget! Tynemouth to Chrysaro, Denim meets a resistance ambush. That's right. Sir Folkert's promise. Denim rescued Sir Folkert, a knight of the Liberation Front, held captive by the Wallister resistance in Chrysaro. Folkert offered passage on his ship in exchange for Denim assisting him in freeing fellow front members taken by pirates. Quadriga Fortress. Having resolved to aid Sir Folkert to gain passage to Rhime, Denim sets off to rescue Magus Bane from pirates. Then we got a nice scene. Oh, look at this branch! Oh my god, I did not go back. Look at this. Look at how this splits. Look at this. Balma Musa. Whoa, it can branch. Look how huge that is. Oh, there's this whole separate box. Look at the box outlining it. Is that like a box for the whole chapter? You guys see what I'm talking about? Let me help illustrate what I'm talking about. This line right here, look at this. This is all the stuff in chapter 1, and then this line is the stuff in chapter 2. Look at that. Yeah. Wow. Dude, so then when Vice asked Kachua, what if Denim had chosen otherwise? We could see the alternative. If Denim chose to partake. Very exciting. But look, this is, I guess, a more minor split. So, following his rescue at Quadriga Fortress, the Magus Bane entreated Denim to aid in freeing another ally still in pirate hands. Though Sir Folkert was reluctant to involve him further, Denim offered to lend his sword to the cause. The group set off for Damsa Fortress. I chose to be a good guy. And that's what we're going to do. Damsa Fortress. Alright, let's warm up. I love that that was animated. Pretty good. Stuff like that was why I was pushing hard for some post-game backtracking. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it if it's going to be rewarding story stuff and it's fairly accessible. If it's like I just got to fully replay the game, then I'll hesitate.
These ups.
But we'll see. We'll think about that later. I don't want to burden myself with those thoughts through the first normal playthrough. I want to like just commit to my choices. Look at this. Always freaking uphill. Very accessible, just a matter of how burned out you get by the end, I guess. We'll see. We got 11 dudes. Nothing too crazy. They don't have a cleric, but the Valkyrie and Rune Knight probably have heal. This one probably has heal. We don't, at least from this scouting, I don't see the people we're trying to rescue, so they hopefully are not a liability. Let's check the unit list. I'm seeing a lot of earth. I haven't really acted on that information, but let's see. Earth and heal. Heal confirmed on this Valkyrie. Just a regular archer. Another archer. Checking for status effects. Enchantress with earth. Paralysis. Not too bad. Ooh, a flying wizard. Also with paralysis. Boon of swiftness. Terror Knight does have the fearful impact equipped. Balder Blade. No status effect on that. Beast Tamer. Probably want to take out the Beast Tamer. Do I necessarily need to bring my Dragoon? Griffin. A lot of stun. Griffin's immune from stun. Or resists stun. Oh, okay. So this one's a rogue. Has a chance to stun, silence, and petrify. We got to take this one out. I don't think we necessarily need my Dragoon. This one is support. Okay. Okay. Guess like Historia where you could just start at any node, that would be nice. I do like that chair. Okay. We bring 10, we gotta bring Denim. I have been enjoying the two knights. And the two clerics. I did also change Sarah to a Dragoon. She's previously a Valkyrie. Dewey's been really strong. Do I necessarily need two clerics? What can I do if I don't bring two clerics? For example. Let's try this. Alina can heal. Gay can heal. Voltaire can heal. Right? Hopefully I don't regret it. This allows me to remove stun at least. Let's just try it. Any healing guests, Raptor? Great point.
I may be old.
Okay. Kachua, of course.
I have a duty.
Yep. Kachua can heal, and Folker can also heal. Alright, yeah, we're good then. Great point, Raptor. Thank you for pointing that out. I think we're good. Let's try this out. We're warming up. Damsa Fortress.
You're the ones who killed Daza, aren't you? He may not have been much of a man, but he was my man.
Whoa. Valdry.
We've come for Sistina. Return her to us and I guarantee your safety.
A likely tale. But Daza took no fool for his wife.
This is cool.
You'll not have her back as easy as that. This one's for the boss, boys. Bring me their scalps.
I always forget too. Okay, only bridal proc to that time. So we'll see if it stacks. Do I run all the way out there just to get that crit? No. Okay. We gotta get some high ground. Doubt I can do anything now. Yeah. It'll be worth grabbing that. Skill trigger. Oh, I don't recall the bonus objectives. Oh, just heal. Okay. Percent on charm. 32. Percent on sleep. 82. Got him. Dang it. Dude, this buff. So all of these allies just do bonus damage against beasts now. I'm just gonna move in. The crit. The stun. Have you tried out Beast Slayer yet? You mean the status? No, I've not tried Beast Slayer. But soon. Silence on Anna will be good. Thank you. Eagle Eye. What was that? Accuracy? Ranged attacks 100%. Sure. Do I remove the stun? That's why you're here, right? Oops. Okay. Boon of Swiftness. Let me think. This would be good for Denim. Conserve RT is so sweet. I think it makes it so the next spell does not generate any. It might be time to wake this guy up. Okay, 6, 4. That's in range. Oh, not enough MP. Not yet. No, well, let's just get in position anyways and do it. Oh my god! 510 damage! So strong. Sarah is so strong. Breached! Why? Is that on my weapon? Oh! Oh, dude! So breached. Beastbane. Dang. See ya later. And then now I can... Okay. This happened to me off stream. Where am I getting this MP from? Do you earn MP when you land attacks or something like that? Because I didn't have enough MP to do this earlier. But then after I hit these two enemies... Feel free to answer that question. When did I get that MP? Not that I'm going to cast it now, but... Thank you, Fulkert. Got him. Oh, yeah. I guess your MP increases after possible actions, not after the full turn? Maybe. Because the last time it happened, I checked like turn order and stuff, and it was not clear to me. It did not show the MP generation. Like, let's see. Canopus has 24 HP right now, or MP right now. 41. Wait, did I miss that in the tutorial or something? Dude, this guy's dead. Oh, which one is more? Yeah. Durkanos. Goodbye. Wait, was that not enough? I thought that was enough. My bad. Let's get out of the way. So my next guy can go in and finish the job. Oh, it's a magic one. Bummer. I don't have anything ranged on. No, it's worth going in and killing it now. I could kill either. 5 MP on Bernard right now after having used that. Let's check. $18. Maybe you get some MP when you land attacks. Interesting. And that may factor into some things in terms of like in what order you might want to do things. Be numb. Oh. Okay, so far the theory is supported. We've got Stunbringer. Let's see if Bridal procs next turn. We'll just see if he ever has both. The most definitive thing is in one turn if both of these proc and he only has one of them, that'll answer the question. Everything else is still incomplete information. Let's check this out. Can this kill both? Potentially. Let's try. So my understanding of these ninjutsu spells. Let's just check the description again real quick. It says, an indirect ninjutsu spell that calls a chimera into battle, inflicting piercing lightning damage to single or multiple targets. The range is 4, the area is 2. But look, it's here's the range 2. So I've seen it hit like 3 times. And what it's telling me is against this guy, it does 85 damage. This one is 105 per strike. So let's see what happens. Two strikes. They're out. Do I want to grab anything? Yeah, let's grab this. Big hits on him. Gotta heal him. Got you with the Mend Leaf. Thank you. That's right, you're silenced. Nice. Dude, the charm! I totally forgot we have another guy down here, too. Big heal. Oh, that's a lot. Let's just do this. Hey Tycho, what's up? Game is going well. It's pretty exciting. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for checking in. Oh, you're experiencing Breath of the Wild for the first time. Nice. I hope you're enjoying it. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about that game. It's been out for quite a while now. If you haven't already, Tycho, what is your experience with the Zelda series in general? And hopefully you're able to enjoy it without being influenced too much by everyone else's opinions. Oh, big hit. Sarah's so strong. What's going on? Is it just that attack up? Got the high ground now. What the F? Sniper in position. Berserk. If only. If only I could get all the way in there. Is it time to just attack this one? 247. It's time. Oh my god, the crit! Was that the highest single damage attack I've done in this game so far? What just happened? Bridal. Spinal. Yeah, I think... I don't know 100% for sure, but it seems like you're right, Cher, about only being able to have one of these hyphen bringer conditions. Dude, the crits! Pretty big elevation difference, but I think I can do it? No. I cannot. Okay, what about here? Well, my first Zelda was Zelda 2, so not great. Then I didn't get an SNES, so I didn't experience Zelda again until 64 with Ocarina of Time. But at the time, I was more into Final Fantasy. Gotcha. I finally played a Zelda game for real with Twilight Princess for the Wii, but I disliked the motion controls. I do plan to replay the older Zeldas after Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Just overall, not so great experiences with Zelda till this one, but I'm not giving up on the series. Thank you for that context. I would love to discuss with you, either in chat or on Discord, with probably others, about which other Zelda games you might want to consider after those. Unless you have something in mind. But maybe that's thinking too far ahead. But I think there's such a variety in Zelda games these days. There's almost something for everyone. Hey, Blossom, what's up?
You're made of sterner stuff than you seem. Poor Daza never had a chance.
What about considering only the 2D games, Blossom? What, in your opinion, are the what's the epitome of the 2D Zelda experience?
But I'm not bested yet. I'll have my revenge. For Daza, and for the child I carry.
Wow. Okay. For reals, James. Pretty intense. This song is great, Blossom. Music's been pretty consistently very good. Link's Awakening, you said? Taco says, I really did like Twilight Princess, though. A lot for the aesthetic in the story. I do like Twilight Princess for exactly those reasons. I hope that Audrey gets around to that one day. Darn. Oh, I can reach him. Nice. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's certainly what it seems like happened. It's one of those things where we can only ever confidently speculate and never know for sure. But the end result was nice. I never played Okami. Always been curious, though. Too close? Let's see. I was wondering. So it says, if I cast Beast Slayer on Sarah, cause physical attacks on beast units to deal increased damage and hit with 100% accuracy. Is the hit with 100% accuracy, does it still apply if the enemies are not beasts? Let's find out. I'm hoping both of these enemies will receive the No, the range. Elevation? What's going on? This is weird. I thought I should be able to hit both of these. Lame. No breached. Okay. It's got to be beast. Benum. We just saw it right there. We saw it. Did you see it? Chair, did you see it? Play it back. You see the little icon. Right here in the status effects, the conditions. You saw the Benum replaced Bridal, and then Bridal replaced Benum. Straight up, the UI communicates that. I am more confident than ever. Thank you for pointing that out. I maybe would never have noticed and just would have ignorantly just kept both equipped. Thank you. Yeah, Blossom. What incredible timing, huh? Maybe one day. Maybe on a revisit. Metroid Prime Remastered. But, you know, I don't think it lessens my enjoyment with that game in any way. I still really enjoyed it. Did we get to see Beast Slayer, or did the Griffin die before you had a chance? Oh my god, I don't remember. I think the Griffin died before we got a chance. But the Dragoon's other passive thing that applies to allies resulted in me doing like 500 damage to it anyways. Berserk, I don't want that right now. That's fine. Can't get a range anyways. Oh, I don't remember for sure, but the bios of the last few enemies might have a nugget of intrigue. I haven't even thought to... Oh, you mean in the Warren report? Right? Is that what you're talking about? In the Warren report. Gotcha. What do we have here? 1 damage. Okay. Okay. This feels bad.
Where are you, my love? Your wife and child come for you.
What? I thought it would have been like, I yield or something. This is not the outcome I want. Is there no other possible outcome? Was there another possible outcome there? Oh, no. What was the objective for that fight? Defeat the leader or defeat all enemies? Oh, no. Check the tape. If it was defeat all enemies, could I have recruit her? Oh, no. Feels bad. The characters didn't even remark on her comments. Please, I'll allow it. Could something else have happened there? Oh, what? Oh. Yeah, pretty brutal. Maybe there's a scene here. Let's deal with it. Maybe there's a scene here. Don't tell me anything yet. Nice. Finally, Kecho has the finishing move. That's it!
That's twice you saved me. A debt no words can repay.
I feared I'd never see you again. Thank the light you're alive.
I rejoice to see you. You and Bayan both.
Bayan. Confirmed. Bayan.
I hate to interrupt, but I think it's best we set sail.
Yes. Yes, of course. Best if we reach the deep while we still have some light.
Before we make for Rhime, perhaps you might accompany us to Bode Fortress.
A splendid idea. If we're lucky, we might even reach Syria in time to stop her.
Syria.
Bode. It's more ruin than fortress. Why go there?
Run down it may be, but Bode is an essential fastness. Our leader, Syria, commands from there.
And you would have us meet her, the leader of your liberation front? Why?
When you see her, you will understand. We've problems of our own.
Best get aboard. We sail.
Okay, Cher. Got it. Dude. Oh. All right. Let me take a really quick restroom break, just a couple minutes, and then I'll be right back. We'll hop right into the next encounter. Thank you. Thank you. We're back. Why did we have to kill her? Oh, we gotta head through Goliath? Okay. Homecoming. Win with a knight in the party and an archer, okay? A knight and an archer. We got a lot of guest characters. Let me just equip Stina. I also have the sword masters I gotta remember. Not a lot of options. Valkyrie. Okay, let's scout. What do we got? Dude. Ooh. Another ninja. 2. Okay. That's the target, okay. Oh, these are bounty hunters. Headhunters, okay. By the way, the reason I mentioned indirect recruitment implications a few streams back was because if Bayan died or didn't get rescued, well, Sistina would just die off stream without ever being mentioned because he's the only one who knew she was in trouble. Wow, that's right. So cool. Details. What is this? Resist silence, okay. This guy just won't stop talking. Clay Golem, okay. I doubt this is a beast, but let's know for sure. Go. Granite Fist. A lot of health on these. There's 3 of them. Terror Knight. Kunoichi. Nothing too crazy. Ninja. Also nothing too crazy. Wizard. Archer. Archer, 3 of them. Cleric. Okay. Shall we try some beast action? Should we bring in some monsters? For funsies? I don't know about that. Oh my god, Wilhelm's been so good with the status effects though. Okay. Phobos. Pretty similar. Noxious gas, petrified. I want to try. Is that a mistake? Whatever, dude. Goliath.
Denham? Here? How did you escape the siege? No matter. It is enough that the wheel has brought us together, traitor. Your bounty is the answer to my prayers.
Phobos. First to act. Do we have anything? No. I'm worried I'm going to regret my team composition right now. But let's just roll with it. See what happens. Oh, I forgot to change up Denim's ninjutsu. Oh wait, I did bring Willem. Let's hope the quickening allows me to go again soon. What percent? 82, dude. Nice. Very good. Kind of tense. Mighty Strike. What does that do? Increases attack. Okay. Curious. So two-handed katana. What kind of damage are we talking about here? Okay, that's a kill there. 160. Big damage against light armored. It's archers and casters. Yeah, these archers for sure. Oh, I cannot reach, except but from behind. Oh, why can't I go in? Hey, Defeater, what's up? And Leo's here. What's up going? Well, how's it going, guys? Frightened too. Now's the time to wake this guy up, I think. Do I have the MP? I do. Get breached. Dude, welcome to Status Effect City. Okay. Not like this. I don't want to go back down either. Oh, still not. Dude, this longbow range. I can't even get far away enough. There we go. Or like sucks a day. Yeah, it's a bummer sometimes. Where's the inn in Status Effect City? In the sewers. I don't know. Yeah, dude, the buffs and debuffs are pretty awesome. Is that going to be a problem? Okay, a lot of options here. Multiple targets, dark damage, multiple targets, stun. Slashing damage, single target, stun. There's the petrify. What about just an attack? Let's try petrify just to see. Nope. Dang, that's a bummer, Defeater. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, the story is pretty intense, Leo, in general, especially at the end of the first chapter. We're pretty far into the second chapter now, it feels like. No, does not offend me at all, Defeater. If you're here hanging out, that's cool. Damn it. Yep, just silence. Does feel like a little bit of a bummer just leaving Denim down there, but he's blocking that golem. Nice hit. Dude, Kachua, nice. Oh. Oh! Uh-oh. I don't like that. Dang. Thanks for sharing those pictures, by the way, Raptor. It looks fun. Looks like you had a lot of fun. I will defeat her. She missed you guys too. She legitimately was not feeling very well last week, but she's much better now. Wilhelm, where's your MP? Uh-oh. Damn. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Oh, thank you, dude. I do appreciate that it gives you the turn. Like immediately when you're revived. Do I even? Where can I even go? Is that a mistake? Let's find out. So Audrey is an elementary school teacher? That would explain so much. Dang. Audrey as an elementary school teacher would function a lot like Lemmings or Pikmin. Schoolroom Pikmin, dude. Okay, let's just see. Yeah, I think that's best right now. Goodbye, dude. Okay, so far, the Beastmaster plus Beast combo is not paying off. I think I just need to keep them within range of each other, right? Nice. And 7. Can I be useful here? Dude, really low percentage. It's gonna be a no from me. Is that worth doing? How low is his health? No, it's not worth doing. Don't know what else to do with this guy right now. What a crappy funnel. And the guest characters are technically not on my side. You guys see that? They have a different, what is it officially called? Allegiance. As a result, they're not technically allies, so I cannot walk through them. I cannot walk through the guest characters. So 3 guest characters right at the front of the battle are literally physically body blocking me. I can't walk my dudes through them. That sucks. Yeah, in terms of pets, Defeater, they're the masters for sure. Can't even hit. Kill the guest characters, wow. Alright, there's nothing for you to do this turn. When does he go? He goes next. I can't kill him in one turn. So might as well hit something else. Yeah, Blossom, who cares? Permadeath. Schmermadeath. No. Do that. Wait. Did you see that? Who saw that? Let me decipher what I just saw. 1 second. All these turns. All these freaking turns. I need to go back and dissect what happened. Dude, gotcha. Okay, I don't understand what even happened here. Denim had Stunbringer, Concentrate proc, and he landed stun on that golem. But he also landed Silence. But I think that was from this. Yeah, that was from the actual weapons on hit status. Okay. Understood. Yeah. I've just described it, Defeater. Hopefully that was sufficient. Oh, just kill this dude, right? Out of range. too close. That's fine. We'll do this. Do I want to know something cursed? Sure. Oh, are you serious, Blossom? That's hardcore. Again? The freaking ninjutsu. Uh-oh. Okay, now these archers have entered. Hey. Ooh, yeah. Goodbye, dude. Big hit with the weapon finishing move. Big hit. Yes. Get this guy out of here. Probably actually worth grabbing this. Yeah, let's just have Denim come in from the side. Then use the Mendley. Yeah, Ban, why is he all the way in the front like that? There it is. Empower Beast. Poison. Great hit. Great hit. Thank you. I'm not playing RSL. I keep forgetting that she's no longer a guest character. Why am I missing out? Is RSL particularly... I should probably bring RSL instead of my own archer, huh? Is that what you recommend, Cher? Yeah, Blossom, I do. Sometimes I miss my long hair. This is the main guy too, right? So if we kill him, it's over. But these dudes are all in the way. I don't want to end it. I want to kill all these dudes. Okay, generally, unique sprite named characters. Greater than palette swapped named characters. Generic. Gotcha. No, it's okay that you recommended that. Sure, I had simply forgotten that that was an option. What is Bayan doing? Bayan's going straight for the main guy. What do I want here? Oh, I can go up? Dude, the jumps. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the ninja hop, seriously. It's too close, right? Yeah. Hey, Azazel, what's up? Yeah, Ninja Denim. Defeater, mine was down to my shoulders when I cut it. But my hair is thick and wavy and gets difficult to maintain. Oh, for sure. Yeah, long hair definitely has all kinds of issues to deal with. Especially when I dyed it. Oh, God. Oh my God! When you guys voted for Sephiroth Silver after the charity stream for me to dye my hair, I was excited and nervous. We bleached all of my long hair in one long session, and then they colored it, and it was such a beautiful silver. but for the weeks following, it was so crunchy. I had to use so much product just to... It turned into freaking freeze-dried crunchy ramen noodles. But it was fun. I was using that purple shampoo all the time. Yeah, me too, dude. Okay, Phobos not super useful here, even though flyer. An MSG with that? Yes. Wait, Leo, were you hanging out with us back then? Leo, did you ever see my... There's a video of it on our YouTube channel, I think. Just a clip of when we revealed my silver hair. You're not sure? Yeah, so we had a charity stream, and one of the goals was to have chat decide what color to dye my hair. And it was after like 2 years of growing my hair out. It was very long. So anyway. Yes. It may have been Leo. If anyone can find that video, please feel free to link it. But despite all of the troubles that you gotta deal with the long hair, I do miss having it. Here we go. Too close? Not too close. Final Fantasy X was fun. What's up with all my MP, dude? Oh, dude. What is he doing? Blocking the path again. I know, Bayan, what is he doing? Got him. Luck card. Yeah, I'll take it. Harvest Dance. Nope. Yes, I do recall that, Raptor. I think that was who did we raid? Was it Valborn? Raptor? Audrey was struggling on a boss in Final Fantasy X, and then we raided another streamer who was playing Final Fantasy X, and they used a summon that had a really low percent chance RNG of summoning something that insta-kills things, including bosses, and they managed to do that. Yeah, maybe it was someone else. But, wow. Why does Wilhelm have no MP? Am I just... No, I've been doing stuff, right? Just cleaning up. That's what's going on. We're just cleaning up. Cleaning up the streets. I think that might have been another weapon for Denim. Dude, does that help? Bayan just went into the water. He's a waterbender. Alright, Phobos. Take care of business.
30,000 Goth. So small a sum to save my daughter's life.
What the F? Why is this game so mean to me? Maybe say that first, dude. War is hell, dude. Hey, Hunter. Which avatar element is your choice and which one is superior and why? Ooh, good question. I don't know the answer to superior, but choice? Maybe air or water? I don't know. Earthbending's cool though, but maybe I just like specific characters. Dude. Yeah, let's just say that is just showing me that war is hell. No, he was just a bounty hunter, Leo, who was after the bounty on my character's head, and then he just uttered that little thing right when he died. I don't think that was like a major thing. Wow. Pretty brutal, though. Oh, we didn't bring a knight! Is that the first bonus objective I didn't acquire? Anthony would be a bloodbender, you think so? But just to like get people to do my chores for me, you know? Defeat her. Save it first of all. And I do believe... Oh, we got a shop here too. Any new stuff? It didn't say new stuff, did it? I don't think so. Yes. Now the question is it worth that? I guess I can just compare. For the silence? Some more attack? I'm gonna say yeah. Just give up that silence. I gotta remember to upgrade it. We also gotta get rid of one of these. I think let's just go with the stun. Or actually, do I like the silence? What's better? Maybe silence is better. No. Stun is a little less effective, but more universal. Oh yeah, let's read. Let's read. Thank you for the reminder. Dude, Dragon Age Origins. Great game. I really loved that game. Put it on the list. What list? I don't know. Oh, we can remove these now. Or change this now. So what do I want? I like concentration. Back attack or smokescreen? Let's try smokescreen for a while. Let's do the... Oops, sorry. Let's craft... Upgrade denims.
You sure?
Katana. Then we'll go to the Warren report and read some stuff. Well, let's check the talk first. Anything new here? Nothing. Sure, you're talking about the people specifically? We haven't gone here in a while. Pirate Darza and Veldry. Okay, Darza from the last stream. A Gagastani who led a band of pirates that plagued the Obero Sea. He was born in one of the poorer quarters of Port Ashton and spent his youth serving in a local tavern. There he became acquainted with the notorious pirate Lantera and later joined his crew. When Lantera was executed by the Valerian army, Darza took the helm in his stead. His wife Veldry was born to nobility, but became a pirate after Darza raided the vessel on which she had taken passage near Bode Fortress. Though she had become a skilled pirate herself, Veldry stayed ashore to watch over their den at Damsa Fortress after learning she carried Darza's child. Shao Kami with the raid! Shout out! Mini dance party to celebrate everyone. Mandatory dance. Shao Kami. Simple yes or no. Did you do it? Everyone, check out Xiaokame's channel. Wonderful streamer, just finished her very first playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. Congratulations, everyone keep dancing. Xiaokame is a lover of platforming games, but very recently in her streaming career, started exploring JRPGs, starting with Final Fantasy X a little while ago, then playing 10-2, then playing 9, and now playing 7. Congratulations, Xiaokame, for finishing Final Fantasy VII. I look forward to finding time to catching up in your VODs. Thanks for bringing your community along. Welcome, everyone. Let me just give a brief intro. My name is Anthony. I am one half of this channel. I share it with my wife, Audrey. Audrey and I both stream on this channel together and separately. In my solo stream tonight, I am continuing my playthrough of Tactics Ogre Reborn. Audrey's solo streams, which she's continuing tomorrow night. She's been going through Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. And then for our weekly duo streams, where we're on camera together, we're working through Super Mario Brothers 3. Welcome, everyone. Thanks, Xiaokame, for coming along. Do you stream any Final Fantasy games? Yes, we do. In addition to these games, I am playing through Final Fantasy VI for the first time. I actually just started it 2 nights ago, where there's a lot of Final Fantasy fans here in our community, as there are in Xiaokame's community, for sure. But yeah, I grew up playing Final Fantasy games. Like 2 years ago, Audrey, the other half of this channel, spent a whole year on stream playing non-stop Final Fantasy games. She played Final Fantasy 4, then 6, then 9, then 7 and 8, and we played Tactics together, and then she played 10. Yeah, Audrey dove in head first for sure. Final Fantasy VI is one of my favorites in the Final Fantasy franchise. It is for a lot of people, I'm finding. I'm happy to finally be playing it myself. And the follow, Shy City. Am I saying that correctly? Mini Dance Party. I'm specifically playing the more recently released Pixel Remaster version of Final Fantasy VI, only because Audrey has already streamed Final Fantasy VI on our channel. So I thought if we were going to replay a game on the channel, might as well do a different version of it. Yeah. I pronounced it correctly. Great. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I wonder, Xiaokame, what, if you're still here, I totally understand the post Final Fantasy VII vibes. If you gotta take a break, lurk, anything like that, totally understand. But what inspired you to get into Final Fantasy? But we're working through Tactics Ogre Reborn. This game has quite a history. This is the most recently released version of it. Prior to this, it was a game for the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, called Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. And then earlier than that, it was on the PlayStation, a Sega console, I think, and originally 1995's Super Famicom. The development team behind this game eventually went on to make Final Fantasy Tactics, a game that we greatly love on this channel, and that's part of the motivation for playing this game, and it has been paying off like crazy in terms of gameplay and storytelling and aesthetic and music. It's pretty much everything I wanted this to be. Defeater, I know so many people love 6, and I don't dislike it necessarily since I haven't played it much. The characters don't grip me though, and I can't explain why. Maybe we can develop that conversation throughout my playthrough, Defeater. I know about the characters, but I'm excited to have my own hands-on, direct experience with them. Oh, you already owned 10 but never opened it. Was looking for a game after finishing Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Decided to just go for it. Defeater with the Superstar Saga recommendation. I think that's a great recommendation for Xiaokame. Your love for Mario, Xiaokame, combined with your newfound love for turn-based you might find is it Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga? Originally a Game Boy Advance game, Xiaokami. And it was recently released on the Nintendo Switch Online's subscription, the Game Boy Advance collection of games. It was also remade for the DS, but I think a lot of people love that. Check it out, Xiaokami. Cher says 6 is the most tasteful mainline Final Fantasy. Maybe not the most immediate and crowd-pleasing. I can see that. I can see that from what I remember of Audrey's playthroughs. But yeah, Xiaokami, I think you might like it. Superstar Saga. Blossom with the Rabbids hate. We'll add it to the backlog, the infinite backlog. All right, so we're going to continue. We're about 7 streams into Tactics Ogre Reborn. We're in chapter 2 of the story. We're reading some articles about some of the enemies we fought against because in their dying breath, they uttered some terrible things. Things that ended up being terrible because we killed them, and we're just learning more about them right now. Raptor with the Rabbids love. You think I have fond memories of playing like the Rabbids party games with family growing up, so I don't hate them. Yes, it's true, Cher. It's terrible, but let me continue this article on the pirate Darza. Thank you again. Yeah, for the Wii, for sure, Defeater. Xiaokami also doesn't like the Rabbids. Dang, dude. I don't love them, but they're funny to me. All right. Thanks again, Xiaokami, for bringing your community along, and congratulations again on finishing Final Fantasy VII. Okay, Darza attacked members of the Liberation Front at Quadriga Fortress, commandeering their ship and cargo. While returning to Damsa Fortress with the spoils, he was killed by Sir Folkert and Denham, who had given chase to free the hostages. Veldry, a Bakram who was wed to the pirate Darza. She was born to nobility in Barnesia, but struck out on her own to escape the burden of her lineage. While at sea, her ship was attacked by Darza's pirates, and she was taken to Damsa Fortress. She was unfazed by their threats of violence, and Darza grew fond of her spirited nature, keeping her always at his side. Veldry eventually came to have feelings for Darza as well, and they married. At first, she joined him on raids, but later stayed ashore to watch over their den after learning she carried Darza's child. Though usually calm and collected in front of the other pirates, she broke into tears upon hearing of Darza's death. She was slain in a battle with Denham while attempting to avenge her husband's killing. Dude, why did they do this to me? And then this freaking mage, too. I just needed the money for my daughter. We killed those two, by the way. And we killed this guy, too. Ready? Dagon Simmel, a Wallister who served no host, paid dues to no order, and forged his own way through the world as a headhunter. A mage of no small talent, Dagon was promoted to mage instructor for the Knights of Almorica. However, he chose the path of research over that of war, and so built a modest yet fulfilling life with his family. God. It was when his daughter was visited by a grave illness that he took up headhunting. Such was the nature of her ailment that magic alone was not enough to cure it, and the expensive medicines her treatment required were far beyond the means of a researcher. Time was of the essence. Dagon quickly made a name for himself as a headhunter, earning the moniker of Dagon the Ruiner for his uncanny ability to track down his marks. He was in Goliath when he happened upon Denham Pavel, attempted to claim his bounty, and was slain for his trouble. Why? This is terrible. I would have just given him the money, dude. You see how much money I have? Alright, well, that guy's dead. I can't save everybody. Yeah, we're the bad guys, James. They were bounty hunters. Okay, one was that they were pirates who took hostage some of our friends. We went in and we straight up said, release the hostages and we will leave. They were like, no, let's fight. So we killed him. This other guy, we were just trying to pass through this town, but he's a bounty hunter and he wanted to kill us because there's a bounty on us, so we got to defend ourselves, right? And then in his dying breath, he's like, oh, 30,000 goth. The currency, 30,000 goth. It's all I needed for my daughter. And then he died. It's funny, but yeah, Sherry's 100% right. Casualties and bleakness in wartime is one thing that I think Tactics Ogre does a lot better than Final Fantasy Tactics. It's not... Final Fantasy Tactics did a great job of making characters seem gray, right? Like this, like the kind of the meme from our playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics was Audrey was struggling to categorize characters as good or bad, right? But this, it's like, it's just hard to even begin thinking about that through all of the blood. It's pretty intense. But with that, let me take a very brief break. Just a quick restroom break. I will be back in 2 or 3 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. See you very soon. Thank you for waiting. We are back. Raptor. Does the kitty have like bad breath or something? Dang. Yeah, you gotta tolerate that though, Raptor, for the cuddles. Sure says, yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is much more focused on one central idea and a select few characters. I don't even know a Samantha. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Mini dance party to celebrate. Feel free to join in. Thank you for coming along with Xiao Kame's raid. I appreciate you hanging out here. Select few characters, like a perfect Shakespearean play, whereas this has more vast and far-reaching world building, variety of ideas, and dynamism. I'm excited because a lot has happened so far, and we're still only in Chapter 2. Do not tell me how many more chapters there are, but a lot's going on. Stage play vibes are perfect for these games. Certainly, the drama. Whoa, Raptor, okay, got it. There are 1 billion more chapters. Uh-oh. Gets really good in Chapter 30. Oh, God. At the 300-hour mark, right? I mean, with how I'm playing it, right, Cher? No longer a joke. Now it's within the realm of possibility. Okay. Did I do all the things already? Did I do all the shopping and upgrading and saving? I know exactly what you're talking about, Defeater. Let's not get too specific. Boed Fortress. The ruins of an ancient fortress built to serve as a watchtower on Festa Minor. Oh.
Who's there? Answer well, else it's my bow you'll quarrel with.
Great voice on this guy.
Hold. He's a friend.
What's the password?
It's I, Sistina. Unbend your bow.
Unbend your bow.
Sistina, it is you. Oh, I'd feared the worst. Chief's been worried too. Well, come on up.
You heard the man? You bring wanted men here, to our refuge.
Reasonable response. Saria. I forgot how they pronounced their name.
Might as well tell every crier and herald from here to Almorica where we hide. So tell me, why have you returned?
Be not so quick to anger, sister. At least hear my tale.
Sister.
Here I am not your sister. I am your commander.
I was taken captive by pirates. These people rescued me. I owe them no less than my life.
Pirates?
Did they harm you?
There's the sister coming out. I'm your commander. Oh, I like this a lot. We totally would have missed out on all of this, huh?
I am well enough, sister. My pardons, Commander. As for why I've returned, I've come to stop this madness you call a plan.
I mean, as a commander, I would ask the same question, but it was the delivery, Defeater. It was the delivery, for sure.
A tale long since grown stale in the telling. Squabble all you please, it changes nothing. You left with those who shared your doubts, did you not?
Oh.
I do not oblige anyone to take part against his will. Else I would not have let you go.
Got a bug flying around in here.
Take part in what? What plans?
It's no concern of yours. I would thank you to remain silent.
They mean to assassinate Duke Ronway.
Silence!
Assassinating a single man, even the Duke, will not end this struggle. With no one to tend the Wallister rudder, the Bakram will sense opportunity. It will be all-out war.
Oh, dude. Yeah, good point.
That is our purpose. Balbatos and the Galgastani now teeter on the brink. If the Wallister are allowed to deliver the finishing blow, they will control half of Valeria. The Bakram and Wallister armies would then be evenly matched. They would break themselves one against the other. But Branton and Ronway are no fools. They would forge a truce. And all would be as it is now. However, if the Duke is dead, a very different story unfolds. The Bakram would at last invade. And when Branton declares himself hegemon over all of Valeria, then we assassinate him as well.
Dude.
A great many ifs and whens.
Kachua, yes, but I agree with you this time.
No more than we require. This isle will be ours.
The Liberation Front. Definitely classic Kachua, but I like that one. Especially with her head turning away.
You've heard our plan. Why not join us? Fight at our side.
This is awesome.
You can let the Duke hunt you. Or you can become the hunter. Help us cast down the Duke. Cast down the Dark Knights. And restore peace.
They're gonna make me choose something right now?
War's horrors are visited not on us, but on the small folk caught in the maelstrom.
It's true. Fantasy games and dukes go hand in hand for sure. Freaking dukes.
I want no part in a kingdom built on the bones of the innocent.
Dude, right there. I'm always scrubbing through the VODs to look for a VOD title. And then one just presents itself right there. The bones of the innocent. and the thumbnail is going to be this screen too.
You'd best have good reason for this interruption.
We're being attacked?
A messenger!
No.
Catch your breath, soldier, and we'll hear your news.
Kuritanai has fallen. The Wallister forces have broken the Galgastani.
It's happening.
What's this?
More! Hierophant Balbatos was taken captive and put to the sword this morn.
What?
This changes nothing. Have the men prepare. The messenger is welcome to stay and rest.
Yes, Mum.
No, sister! You must stop this!
Yeah, it was just his helmet. Gotcha, thanks, Cher. So I wonder if this means that the Liberation Front really was getting people killed, considering that it was bad enough for Sistina to leave them. Yeah, she was saying it was propaganda when we first met her, But maybe we can read into the way she said it and it's like, some of it's probably true. Right?
What means are left us now that Korytani has fallen? We must move swiftly, before the Duke rallies the Galgastani remnants to his flag. If there was another way, its time has passed, Sistina.
No, sister! You are wrong! You are wrong!
I'm afraid I am needed elsewhere. While she remains blind to the reckoning of the day, my sister will ever chase her dreams. Lofty visions are all well and good, but without feet firmly upon the ground, you will drift.
Seriously, Cher. Let's see it again. I haven't used this feature in a while.
Lofty visions are all well and good, but without feet firmly upon the ground, you will drift. Lofty visions are all well and good, but without feet firmly upon the ground, you will drift. If my sister refuses to soil her hands, the moment will slip through her fingers. Much as it has for you. Regardless, I love my sister. Please, watch over her. Do not begrudge her your aid.
My sister is wrong. There must be a better way. If we choose ends over means, we are no better than the demon Branton and the Duke. Is that what you have been fighting for, sister? A country with roots steeped in blood? I cannot believe it.
So this is to like tell her to calm down, right? Oh, for sure. Yeah, sure. I feel like this is just a dialogue choice. Dude, we got bugs. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But I don't know if this is like a thing.
Join us, Sistina. We're your people now.
In truth, I felt a kinship with you from the time we met.
Then fight with us.
I shall, and I will cling to my dream, even should it lead me into opposition with my own sister.
Oh no. Yeah. Great performances in these cutscenes today, for sure. Volker, dude, their offshoot. They're like an offshoot of the Liberation Front, right? That didn't want to be as extreme as I forgot her name already. Does that mean I should be like replacing my own? Both sisters are pretty easy to empathize with, honestly. Yeah, for reals. But I think siding with Sistina there is pretty consistent with how I've been playing Denham's choices. Yeah, I think so too, Defeater. That's why I kind of went in with the understanding that the voice acting was, on average, going to be good. And that I was prepared to turn it off if necessary. But so far, it's been better than I expected. Yeah, I think that's the case, James. This most recent version added the voice acting. It broke Triangle Strategy for you? Dang. Dang. Do you guys have any opinions on like the actual gameplay? Should I, if I get around to that, should I just turn the voice acting off? Wow, so from what you said earlier, Cher, you kind of gave the characters like 4 categories, right? Unique sprite. So that's like Denim, Cachua, Donalto is better than... I totally forgot already. Like Aricel is a recolor with a unique name. So is that second tier? Oh, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it too, Raptor. Gameplay was fine, gotcha. Oh, the Saturn version had voice acting. Interesting. Oh, Donalto is just a palette swap as well. Oh, okay. I've not seen that. Oh, maybe I just don't. That's right. Okay. Then Sistina is unique. Then, right? Yeah, I think Sistina's unique. Tends to be the trend I found, but it's not 100%. Okay. Regardless, as long as they're not the randomly generated name generics, then they're in some ways better. So that means I could potentially swap Sistina for Tuckered, right? And Volkert could replace Voltaire. And Bayan can replace Wilhelm, for example. And Aricel can replace Florence. Okay, I'll think about it like that then. There's that bug. Did I get it? Get him? Hope I did. Okay. What were we doing? We're doing sleep. Charm. I just want to prep these new named characters real quick. What did I have? He was using mace. What do you have? Guess I'll have to use sword shield. Notify the game testers, yeah. Yeah, totally okay. Feel free to remind me if I'm neglecting these newer named characters. I've likely simply forgotten. Okay. I'm pretty excited about our party. So how many do we have? Okay. Okay. Rhime, we're here. Oh shit, you're right. Sorry. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. The Wheel of Fortune right here. Denham makes a slight detour to rescue Sistina of the Liberation Front from the pirate stronghold. Denham rescued Sistina from the pirates' den at Damsa Fortress, then headed to the Archaeopolis of Rhime to parley with the Holy Knight Lanselot. Denham is set upon by bounty hunters while making haste to Rhime. While meeting with Liberation Front leader Saria at Bode Fortress, Denham learned she planned to have Duke Ronway killed. Sistina challenged Saria over the wisdom of such a move. And there the meeting ended, soon after Sistina offered to join Denham. The Hierophant's fate. Following a decisive victory at the Sanji Weald, the Wallister resistance advanced on Courtenay Keep. The Galgastani were not prepared to face such overwhelming numbers, and the resistance stormed the keep with ease. Galgastani leader Hierophant Balbatos was executed at daybreak the following morning.
Behold, a new day breaks to rouse us from our long troubled sleep.
Dude. What was that guy's name? Leonard.
A time of nightmare, oppression, and darkness ends with the death of this man.
The blade's too clean a death. Let him feel the Wallister's pain!
Why does his blood still pump warm while my son lies in the earth? Die, Galgastani demon!
Seriously, defeat her.
To hell with you, Ogre! Your death is new life for Galgastan!
Hear that, Balbatos? Even your clansmen bear you no love. Be done with it. Quiet! Quiet, brave Wallister clansmen. I hear your cries all too clearly. For they are my own. Galgastani friends, know that all suffering, yours and ours, flowed forth from this man. With his blood, let us wash away all bile and rancor. Let his life pay the debt upon our hearts. Wallister and Galgastani stand as one. War is ended.
Child of the Great Father, son of Filaha, have you any last words?
War is ended. You are a fool. It was not I who started this war. All of you took up arms with me. Despicable! Even with your last breath, you seek to place the blame upon these people, your subjects? I pity you, Ronway. We are more alike than you can know, sitting behind our castle walls. We talk much of how the world should be, yet never stoop to dirty our own hands. That's what knights are for, is it not? Yet as much as you tell yourself the people are yours, you are wrong. They do not dance upon our palms. It is we who dance upon theirs. Mark my end well, Ronway, for it will be yours.
Awesome last words, dude.
That's enough of that! Do it!
Ooh, got him.
They kill me now because they tire of war. What cause will they proclaim when they kill you?
Yes. Awesome. Wow. Is that truly missable, Cher? Or does it just have maximum context right now? Would it have disappeared from the Warren report? if I did not want. It would disappear? Oh, dude, wait, look at the map on the very bottom left. Oh, it won't disappear. Okay, it's max context right now. I did not notice this earlier. Look at this. Look at this right here. Leo with a raid. What's up? Thank you very much. Mini dance party to celebrate. Welcome, everyone. How you doing tonight? Thanks for the raid. Let me get that shout out real quick. Hades, nice. You still having fun? I haven't played that myself. I just remember Audrey really liked it. Tea party. Thank you very much. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. If you gotta, take a break, if you gotta lurk and take care of business, post-stream stuff, I 100% understand. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming along with Leo's raid. I really appreciate you being here. We are playing Tactics Ogre Reborn. Strategy RPG. Recently remade, remastered, but the very first version of it originally was the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom from 1995. Yes, please enjoy your meal. Thanks again for the raid and for bringing your community along. Alright, now that we've watched that, let's go ahead and save it. Thank you, Cher, for pointing out that scene. That was awesome. Enjoy your lurk. Okay. Recruit skill. Said use a recruit skill. Oh, we can't scout. Oh, we cannot scout.
These are my...
Oh, I'd argue this is the most maturely written SNES game by far. Okay, let's a recruit skill. Let me just throw some characters on here and see how I feel. See how I feel. Do I have anyone else who's a named character that I'm missing? I don't think so. Look at this cool party. Ninja or Kunoichi for the bonus objective. Fortunately, Denim is a ninja. Yeah, you just remembered. Okay, with this party, let me see if I'm missing anything that I'm used to. Denim, we've already fixed his abilities. I'll swap this for Recruit for the bonus, just to have it. I'm gonna guess they're humans that I can recruit. I'm gonna miss having Dewey in the party. He's strong. Rysel, anything to consider here? No, just strong. Do I like the longbow? Yeah. Anything going on here? No. Let's get recruit on everybody. Sleep, charm, sleep reaches farther. Charm is pretty damn good though. Sleep is easier to land, too. Oh, I want one more spell. Okay. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Alright. Gotta, like... I gotta prepare mentally for these ones where they don't let me scout. Here we go. The Archaeopolis of Rhime.
Silence. No one's here. It's all right, sister. You can come out. Zapan!
Zapan! Was Zapan the one defending?
A fortunate encounter.
No.
The wheel turns for me.
This is the guy who had the two beasts, right?
If not for us, I'd have happily grown old, never having seen your pockmarked mug again.
Ah, now, no need to be so sour. If you only got to know me, you'd find me quite amiable.
Gamp. That was at the very beginning, right? Defending the thing. Well, he's dead, so yeah. Damn it, I mixed them all up. Oh, dude, those dragons look sweet.
Amiable when luring us into a trap.
What is that class? Is that a Beastmaster? That one looks just like something from Tactics.
No, no trap. Just luck.
F, I should have brought my Dragoon.
Now, to claim that head of yours before any saintly knights happen along with different ideas. Get him!
Oh, dude. Oh, what the heck? Why? Whoa, this is so rude. Why is that one blue? Different elements, maybe? Clay Golem. Stone Golem. Arc Dragon. Whoa, light element. Beast Tamer. Dude, cool portrait. Rogue. Okay. Dire. This feels a little dire. What if I can just take him out right now? No. Yeah, we gotta back up. Can't hop this gap either. Back away. Good hit. Okay, I'm glad. Oops. Evade. Wait, what class is that? Hoplite. Whoa, okay. A heavily armored foot soldier, typically bearing sword and shield, which they use to defend their clan upon the battlefield. Let's just take a moment. Anything unusual? Anything unusual? Stun dart. Rogue. No, nothing. Paralytic wave. Hoplite. Next, incoming weapon attacks, special skill, or item effect is rendered ineffective. Magic's still good though. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Dude, these are awesome. If only. You cannot recruit a rogue in general. That's just the thing. Terror Knight, but his name is Bernard. Yeah. I wish their voice changed too. Because when he takes hits, he's still like, ugh. Yeah, it's why he wears the armor, right? No. Blocked. Cannot get through. Please. Oh, no, dude! I almost want to freaking save scum that, but no. Dude, the judge is from Final Fantasy 12.
I'm sorry, Denim.
Okay.
I cannot remain here.
I remember being at some convention where a whole group of cosplayers who were all the different judges. And it was just awesome to see them all together. Just walking together in a row. There's something about an ensemble cosplay, more than the sum of the parts. Yeah, it's the RP element for sure. Not having Kachua is a bit of a bummer here. She hit pretty hard with that weapon skill. Wait, does she have any? Where that would matter? I guess. Damn it. Okay. Do I dare move this way? Perhaps. Those knights are not doing their job. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Quickening. Oh, out of range. F. Okay. Come on, dude. This one's pretty intense. Oh, the preempt. That was pretty sweet. The preempt. They're getting all the buff cards. Uh-oh. No MP. Just hang out. Damn it. Do I just do throwaway attacks on these dudes to get rid of that buff? Yeah, choke point battle. For sure. I need to maybe think more about how best to handle these situations. If only I had remembered the map. Wow, nice. Dude, where's my MP? Where's my MP, dude? I mean, I gotta get the attack in just to get that buff off, right? Big hit here. What? Critical did less damage than projected? Turn order, turn order. Gotta just kill this one, right? Unless I can do something much more dramatic. Dude. What a shitty spot. Fuck. I don't like that. Berserk, dude! No, the positioning flips. Where's all my MP? Should I be equipping the MP leaves? I keep taking a chance. Those are like 30, 40, something like that, sure. The knockback, too. Yeah, we might just have to take him out, if given the opportunity. Not intentional, Cher, but it worked out that way. Oh, I'm supposed to move him out of the way, F. I don't like Denim just walking away here. He's going to die. Do I skip this critical and just try to go all the way around? Yeah, that might be safer. Freaking evade, dude. Oh, I guess I could have just checked that dragon's range. We could just take out Zapan right now. I don't know if I want that. Because I think it's not too crazy right now. Famous last words, yeah. Seems to be able to tank way more than the average ninja. The description even straight up says hit and run tactics is how you should be using them. Nice. Enjoy. Oh, I made a mistake. He has counter, right? He does have counter. Finishers don't get countered. Well, I'm just letting Zapan right into my squishy characters. We'll see how this plays out. The knockback, dude. They already have breached. I'm getting like a little greedy. I could have just ended it with Zapan. A little while ago. Sorry, getting a message. I mean, I could use a Mint Leaf. Let's just take a chance. I could have looked at the turn order, I'm sure. Come on, please. A lot of enemy turns coming up, too. Oops, sorry. Finally, dude. How dare you? I didn't want to break it too hard, Cher. I felt a little guilty. I didn't want to just give everyone like 3 max consumables. I may now after today. But I was like, it's kind of intense. But still, I guess it balances out because choosing to use a consumable instead of attacking is something you got to deal with. They're not that expensive either way. That's true. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Oh, that's good. Use all the elixirs to feed her. Well, they're not elixirs. But they're really good potions. Dude. What? Why would you do that? Gotta be this. The secret elixir ending, for sure. I need to experience that. Oh! Why did that dragon use the negative buff? Oh, I don't want to move him. F. Forgot. Is that my charmed one too? It is. Oh, big hit here. Oh, he's breached. That's all. The crit too. Oh, it's turning around. We're hanging in there.
Now, why couldn't you just lay down arms and come along nicely? Ah, I suppose you wouldn't be worth the bounty then, would you? Heroes! Ha! Bah! I can see why the Duke wants you nailed to a post. If the wheel had spun another way, hells, it might have been you paying my coin.
Worth it. The resist. Wait, the resist. When you get hit, does charm disappear like sleep? I just forgot about the berserks here. But yeah, good point. Oh, the dash. No. Ouch. Oh, no. I didn't actually want to do that. Charioteera, please. I wanted to do this. Damn, dude. Wait, what just happened?
You spoke of knights. So you knew not only that we made for Rhime, but our purpose withal.
Aye. Perhaps it comes as no surprise that we're here on Almorica's coin. You see, with their Galgastani problem done for, they're all eagerness to see you done for as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to check that in the Charioteera, sure.
An eagerness Lanselot does not share, apparently.
Oh.
Why else would they hire you lot?
He doesn't want to face us.
The lad is more than just a pretty face.
Is there hope there then that Lancelot feels some shame?
Still, it changes nothing. I'll have your head, and I'll have it now.
That was nice. Let's check. What does it say? Yeah. Does it hit? Does Rending Geld hit twice? Or actually, let's actually watch that. Alright, he walked over. I guess it hits twice. Okay. That would explain the low damage. Oh, dude, the rampart from a charmed enemy? Come on, let me walk through that. Let me get through that. Come on. Come on. That's potentially like 250 damage versus 262 damage. Can't do that. Could do that. Do this. The stun. How can he be useful right now? Oh, will I do one more damage? I need one more damage to take him out. I could just walk up to him. What happened? What happened? Numbers? Alright, mid-battle. So sorry. Another quick restroom break. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. Thank you. You know it, Defeater. It happens. Thank you for pointing that out, Cher. That is worth chariot taroting it. I simply selected the wrong option. There we go. Totally forgot about the bonus for trying to recruit. This doesn't have to be correct, I just have to cast it. Right? Will I get the bonus? We're just checking right now. No? Oh, there it is. It's worth it, Cher. But you're right, I should check. Intelligence charm. Sure. We should be okay. What else could I do, though? What else would I do with this character? No. There it is. See ya. Freaking Rampart. What is my range? I want to use this. I just want to see how good Sword Dancer is. We're okay. I was pretty nervous about this fight for a little while. Nice. Still. There we go.
We've no hope of prevailing against the likes of you. Not yet. We must withdraw.
Okay. Huh?
What was that?
Are they moving in already?
Take the town.
Barbas. Is this the Dark Knights? The Dark Knight Lanselot? Lodicians? Are they moving in? What the F? Oh!
No more! Is this what passes for honor in Lotus?
You bear the arms of Zenobia. So this is the Holy Knight Lanselot.
What are those? Are those distant explosions that I'm hearing?
How I have longed for this moment. Show me the power that crushed Highland.
The power that crushed Highland.
Only too gladly. Let our steel sing.
Dude.
Come out, Zapan. Where are you hiding?
Here, Denim!
Koshua, where are you?
What? How?
Up here!
Greetings, Denim. So close, so very close. Almost slipped away on me. Your sister will be joining my merry band. If you care to see her again, hasten to the walls of Almorica.
No. Zapan, don't do this! Coward! Who goes there?
Did your mother not warn you against playing on the streets at night, boy?
Look at his freaking portrait, dude. Martin.
Gildas!
Dark Knight of Lotus, your quarrel is with me.
Great voice.
What's this? A Zenobian wants to fight. I'll gladly meet you, if you've even strength enough to draw.
Yeah, smarmy personified, yeah. Dude, a lot is happening right now.
Pick up your feet, lass.
Denim!
Sister!
Go, Denim, swiftly! Follow them!
This is incredibly cinematic.
As imprudent as you are impudent. I'll dress you like a holiday goose. Hedge Knight!
He just spit on the ground. That was awesome.
I said go! But first, a venomous strike to take the fight from you.
Dude! Yeah, the little things. That was incredibly exciting. That's it. Party level up. What are all the things that just happened? What else happened? Oh, dude. Okay. We have some of these. Yeah, it was out of nowhere, but I wonder if they set us up in that position so that she would take damage to have to shift stone or whatever it's called out. I think maybe it's intentionally designed so that she has to leave the battlefield, and then maybe she gets captured off screen. Something that's kind of what's going on in my mind. Yeah, if a kidnapping didn't come out of nowhere, it wouldn't work, I guess. Or maybe when we were all reacting to whatever noise. Dude, okay. So our party leveled up, but what else? Something else, right? The shops? Sorry, let me read the Warren Report stuff. Hearing of the Hierophant's death and the downfall of the Kingdom of Galgastan, the Bakram launched a new offensive. In the south, they marched on Rhime, hoping to capture it while resistance forces tarried at Reyony Keep. However, Rhime was yet defended by the Holy Knights of Zenobia. Yeah, for sure. It did make me turn my head a little bit. Like, huh? Oh, wow. The topics disappear. You only have this many, so... The Wallister resistance has captured Reyony Keep, the Galgastani seat of power. The keep was taken with little resistance, making the Battle of the Sanji Wheel the last major engagement of the war. Galgastani leader Hierophant Balbatos was executed the following morning. The Bakram invade. Bakram forces launched a new offensive on Rhime mere days after the downfall of the Kingdom of Galgastan. They now battle soldiers of the Wallister resistance garrisoned there, and both sides have suffered heavy losses. Refugees from Rhime are streaming into the Fidok region. Another tragedy reminiscent of the massacre at Balmamusa has occurred. Whoa. A great many of the townspeople of Rhime have fallen victim to the Bakram invasion. At least 5,000 are believed dead, and bodies litter the streets. With skirmishes still taking place, as yet nothing can be done to put the dead to rest. The people. Everything that, Sistina has said is kind of, that's what's going on right now. I think it said the shop's updated, but let's just take a peek. I think that's new. Balder Sword. Some of the Balder stuff was already here. Alder crossbow I think is new. Tower shield I think I can now buy. Alder leggings are new, I think. Oops. Missable dialogue in the next battle. Donato and Arcel. I'm already inferring from why you said those things. I mean, it's got to be Leonard, right? Don't tell me. Do not confirm or deny. But I still appreciate you telling me. So, anything new? Stop inferring, Anthony. Sorry. I'm sorry. God damn. Gotcha. I appreciate the share. Okay, unfortunately that's going to be it for tonight. That's it. I'm sorry we're not doing more, but again, gotta get some sleep. I'm having so much fun with this game. Absolutely every aspect of this game I'm enjoying to the max. Thank you guys for hanging out. Sunday night, Tactics Ogre, good vibes. Good way to close out the weekend. Thanks for hanging out. If you're still here from the raids we got earlier, thank you for sticking with us. Tactics Ogre, great game. Check our schedule. I posted it on our Discord. Yeah, it was a really eventful one. And that last scene was more cinematic than I expected they would get in this game. So that was really cool. Really great storytelling for sure. Check our schedule. Tomorrow night on the schedule is more Super Mario Brothers, The Lost Levels with Audrey. No duo stream this week. We're busy. And we got more Tactics Ogre on Thursday and Sunday with me. And more Final Fantasy VI on Friday. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm glad I had so much fun with Final Fantasy VI 2 nights ago, and I'm looking forward to more of it. Yeah, me too, Defeater. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. We're going to try to find someone to raid right after this. But thank you again for hanging out. Here's the links as usual. Oops. I keep pressing the wrong button. Here's all the links. Instagram, Twitter, Discord. YouTube.com/Reyony is where higher quality recordings of our streams are uploaded. And to help with that, here's the games played command in chat. Links you to a Google spreadsheet that lists everything that we've streamed. It is now updated. And it also links you directly to the VOD playlists for each of those playthroughs, both on Twitch and YouTube. So it's a convenient way to just, I want to watch Anthony's VOD of this or Audrey's VOD of that, because I know it can be cumbersome navigating through Twitch channels and YouTube channels' old videos. Some of that stuff is hard to discover. So if you want to look at something from our old playthroughs, maybe look through Audrey's Final Fantasy VI playthrough. Check out that games played spreadsheet. It's a fun time. Thanks again for hanging out Sunday night, closing out the stream, closing out the weekend, Tactics Ogre. I'll see you guys tomorrow night in chat with you guys watching Audrey playing some Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. Have a great week.